Good evening, friends. It is my honor to introduce Mr. Sandeep Shetty, a seasoned financial advisor and intergenerational planner whose expertise has left an indelible mark on Bangalore's financial landscape. Sandeep excels in asset structuring, shielding family wealth from erosive taxes with precision and foresight, while also managing wealth, ensuring a steady income, and maintaining privacy during wealth transfer across generations. He advocates against long-term asset accumulation theory, emphasizing cash flow, economic independence, and leaving meaningful legacies. Mr. Sandeep has authored 4 financial books and contributed articles to prestigious trade body magazines. Managing over 4,000 crores of wealth, he is also a sought-after speaker. Sandeep works with the CEOs of several companies, prominent members of parliament and assembly, the patriarchs of wealthy families, successful entrepreneurs, startup and venture capitalist funds, and diverse high net worth families. Mr. Shetty's unwavering commitment to client confidentiality and his impeccable track record have earned him the esteemed title of Bangalore's top financial advisor by numerous media outlets. Beyond finance, Sandeep is a compassionate community advocate supporting education and healthcare for special children. He believes success is measured by impact, not just wealth. In Sandeep's practice, clients are not portfolios but stories of empowerment. With admiration, I present Mr. Sandeep N. Shetty, a financial luminary whose legacy is one of wisdom, compassion, and unwavering commitment. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kiran. Thank you, President and team, for having me here. I would like to define what is estate planning or intergenerational planning. Estate planning, what is estate? Estate is not related to the just property. We call it as a real estate. That's why people get confused with estate means property. Estate means whatever you own after you die is a part of your estate. Transferring that estate from one generation to multiple generation in a right structure with a least tax implication is called intergenerational planning. So, what all things we own? Do we own only the property, investments, cash, gold, bonds, that's all? No. We also own the value system, the knowledge, experience, the trade secrets. So, intangible aspects also we own it. Today I am going to touch upon only on the tangible aspects. The topic is essence of estate planning. That means I'll take it through the overview of the complete estate planning. While transferring wealth from one generation to the next generation, statistics says that the wealth is lost by 70% in one generation and 90% by second generation. While transferring wealth, the wealth shrinks irrespective of whether your kid is smart or stupid. The wealth shrinks because of what? Taxes, correct. What all taxes we have? Capital gains. You transfer your assets to the next generation. Their aspiration is different. Immediately they sell your assets. To fund their aspiration, they don't need the gift of kind. They need a gift of cash, isn't it? Immediately they sell to fund their aspiration. That is capital gains. Second is a gift tax. Whatever the money or asset you are giving to the next generation, if they make money out of it, they need to pay the gift tax as well. And third one is the inheritance tax. In India, it is not there, but your kids as assets or as you as assets in multiple countries, you need to pay inheritance tax. So with this inheritance tax alone, if you have, for example, 100 crores, all these taxes cumulatively 40% is gone in the first generation. And again, if they do not manage and if they sell all the assets, another 15-20% more. The highest tax in the world is Japan, 55%. South Korea, 50%. UK, 40%. US, 40%. In India, it is estimated that by 2028, India is going to introduce estate tax. That is the wealth tax. So now this is the, because of the tax, the well strings. And I'm going to share the 4 concerns of any affluent family or any person who has a lot of wealth. The first concern, I'll just pause for 1 minute so that I can show you something on the slide. I think it is
ವಿತೌಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ
visualization impact ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಗ್ಲಿಚ್.
I'm going to share the 4 concerns of the person who wants to transfer their wealth from one generation to the next generation. The first concern is the confidentiality. So how can I ensure that I can maintain the confidentiality of my assets? You may be having the assets in your partner's business, multiple countries, or multiple legal structures. As per 2008, as per the Global Act, we need to disclose the UBO. UBO means Ultimate Beneficial Owner. Before 2008, people used to transfer their assets to the trust to maintain the confidentiality. That is one of the factors. But nowadays, the entire world has become the glass house. We need to know, the government has to know which beneficiary holding how many assets. What is the value of that? So how can I ensure the confidentiality? By following the compliances. That is the first concern for any person. And the second C is consolidation. As I said, you have assets in multiple countries, multiple legal structure. How can I consolidate under one legal entity? It is easy for the reporting as well. And the third concern is control. If someone else is managing your assets, how can you get a control over all the assets? So you have 10, 20, 30 different kinds of legal entities. Still, how can I get a control out of it? And the 4th C is very important. Now we have a lot of taxes, and we don't know whether our kids will multiply or sustain or else lose. Also, we don't know. And also, still, the human being wants to ensure that there is a continuous flow of assets across multiple generations. Isn't it? This is our concern, right? That's why we earn more and more. And if one generation only loses everything, what is the use of earning so much? So this is the 4 concerns of the any HMIs. Link the computer here. Sir, I want to ask a few questions now. What happens to your estate if you are no more today or tomorrow? What will happen to that? Yeah, you have also advanced side. With your PAN number, we can know where all you have done it. If a nominee it takes 3 to 9 months, or else family tree ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ 3 to 9 months ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. In some cases it takes years.
Undeclared income ಎಲ್ಲ.
So what else will happen? What will happen to your business? Employees?
Who is employed? Employees.
You go to successor.
No successor is there.
As per the company, if company becomes the bankrupt, it is out of the syllabus. I'm just sharing. The first rights on your company is for the not shareholders. Shareholder is the last one. For the secured collateral people. The person who has given the loan on the security. Bank gives collateral, non-collateral. Collateral bank loans or even the individual collateral also fine. I'll give you a loan based on the share value on the asset value. Then I have a first to claim, even as equal as the bankers. And the second one is for the employees. And the third one is for the non-collateral, the vendors, all these people. And 4th one, if you get something, last is for the shareholders. So company is not for the shareholders. Doesn't have the first right on the company.
If there is a private and
Because they are also
borrowing,
partners.
banks will come first, right?
Collateral, not only the security. If I given a loan with on the security one I have, even the individual can also claim. Equal.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಲೋನ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ.
Collateral loan ಇದ್ರೆ.
If you have a collateral.
Bankruptcy time loan ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
Bankruptcy.
I've taken extreme level so that you can understand. The first right is always for the collateral. I just share the benefits of estate planning. The first one is providing for your children's future so that they should not depend on the social schemes. And the second one is enabling your wealth to be inherited without delay. The probate process is very difficult, especially in India. There is a joke is there. Not even a joke, it is almost true also. The client and lawyer goes to the court. Client goes by car. Lawyer goes by a bike. After winning the case or losing the case, lawyer comes by car, client comes back work. The probate is very, very, very expensive in India and it takes very long time as well. So with estate planning, there is no probate. And another one is maximizing the efficiency of your net worth with the proper tax planning and allowing you to plan for your charitable goals. Charitable goals, it's very important, not just because we are Rotarians, for everyone. We always die twice. The first time we die is when we take the last breath. The second time we die is when the last person on the earth will remember for the last time, isn't it? So for that legacy, we need to do the charitable plan only. On the LinkedIn, if I put a post that I bought a new luxury car, I get a likes of 5 or 10. If I say that I've donated something, I've done some charitable work, I'll get thousands of likes. Why? People love the people who do the charity. They support. And preparing for the potential disability and incapacity. If our children or the future children were not able to work because of the disability or by birth problem, who is going to take care of them? If you have not planned, what will happen? And I'll just give one example. It's just the essence of intergenerational planning. Whatever comes to my mind, I'll keep giving some examples. Say for example, I'm a grandfather. I have a kid and my kid has 2 kids. And my kid, my son or daughter passes away because of the accident. And I have a minor granddaughter or grandson. Do you know who is the legal guardian for that grandchildren?
Mother.
No, both are gone, not there. As per Indian Succession Act, legally the grandparents are not the guardian. If you do not define in this scenario what will happen, then the government or the court will decide who has to take care of your grandchildren. We are not the legal guardian. That is in the estate planning you do it, all those things. If you don't do it, they don't get a legal guardian. I mean, the family members as a legal guardian, they don't get it. The court will decide. And ensuring a continuity of your business, that is also part of the estate plan. Can someone tell me what is the biggest mistake what we do in the estate? The biggest mistake what we have in any estate is we are all asset rich. I told business continuity. We are not there. Something happens. We need some incomes, we need some cash so that we can hire a CEO who will run it. In any estate, not only in India, across the world. I manage the assets across the world, it is the same. That is the biggest mistake. I'm opening your mind, I'll come to the conclusion next. So my role is to create a consistent income source so that you'll have a proper estate planning. There are 7 aspects to the estate planning. One is legal. Many people think that it is only the legal and tax. Second one is tax. But there are another 5 steps. Another 5 steps is inheritance planning, charity planning, income planning, retirement planning, and asset planning. Since many people think it is only the legal and taxes, you have already gone through some content. I don't touch it much on these 2 points. On the outer line, I just give some briefing on this. For other 5 aspects, I'll go in detail. So in the legal consideration, what do we have? What are all tools we have? Will. Yes, and then the private trust, then the charitable trust. And the trust acts as a company, and the private charitable trust. And one more mistake what I have seen in India is we put foundation against our family, like a Setty Foundation or Manandi Foundation. But in India there is no foundation concept. So foundation is in the US. The difference between the trust and foundation is in the foundation you cannot sue the trustees. In the private trust you can sue it. In some charitable activities, some crime happens or something illegal things happens, we can't sue the foundation. And it has more tax benefits compared to the Indian charitable trust. So in the will also we have another concept called the living trust. This many people may not be knowing. The will is executed tadanantara, after we die. But the living trust is when our mental state for 6 months, our mind cannot work. That time your living trust will be executed. When you are alive only will execute whatever your letter of wishes are there. And in the charitable trust, again there are 2 types of charitable trust. One is the operating trust and one is non-operating trust. In India, the 53% approximately is non-operating trust. Non-operating trust means they don't go in the field and donate the money. They identify the NGOs like Rotary or anything. They just donate as per their value system or their purpose. The operating one, the big ones are the operating one, they manage end to end. And a lot of tax advantage is there in the charitable trust also. You can pay the interest for your family members. A lot of tax deductions. So next I'll come to the inheritance. So generally, what does our kids inherit from us? I have a client, I'll give one case study. He has 6 properties in Bangalore. He said that, Sandeep, I don't want to give my properties to the next generation. I want to give just an income, that is a rental yield from the properties to the next generation. Isn't it a good idea? I said, yes, it is a fantastic idea. Then I asked him a question. What will happen if your kids sells your properties? He said, Sandeep, that I have my lawyer has taken care. We have put a clause that they can't sell it. Then I asked him, how about the tax? My EC has taken care of the tax part. Then I asked him another question. Any asset, what we hold for the long time, that diminishes its value. If you own a property for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, the property value diminishes. We need to keep repairing it, renovation, or we need to flip for the bigger property or new property. And where does, either if you want to do the renovation or flipping, how will your kids will get a money? Do you think your kids will fund that repair, renovation or flipping? No.
One-way traffic that is.
One-way traffic. Once it is gone, gone.
No, children will take it.
It won't come back. And even they don't care whether we need to repair, renovate or anything also, they don't care because their aspiration is different. Why I am telling this case study is, many people just think that for the estate planning we need to consult only the lawyer and the CA. No, you need to consult the estate planner like us also. It's a teamwork. It's a teamwork. Nobody, even I can't do it alone. It's a teamwork. And every 20-25 years, renovation has to happen. Every 50 years, we need to flip the property. The value of the property is only 50 years, approximately. So what clause I have asked him to put is, take 20% of the rental yield and save it for this purpose. This has to be defined in the estate planning. Each case differs. This is a solution what I gave to you. And one more thing, inheritance. Another case today I give. I have a client, is worth of 50 crores. He has one son and one daughter. ಮಗನಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಮಗ, ಡಾಟರ್ಗೆ 2 daughters. So one grandson, 2 granddaughters. Now if I go as per the asked him, do you love all your 3 grandchildren? He said yes. For son, how much he got? 25 crores from 50 crores equal. For the daughter it is 25 crores. Magan ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು? 25 crores. And for the daughters, 2 daughters, ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು? 12.5 crores, 12.5 crores. ಅದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. As per Indian Succession Act 1954, it has to come.
HUF.
Not HUF, normal also it will come. Parents' money will come to me only. Or else why would my father work so hard? Not HUF, even in the HUF, not in the HUF. In the normal scenario also it is the same. Parents' wealth comes to me only. Now, one of the granddaughter went to this granddaughter. Suppose if she asked, grandfather, you love us equally, why not your blessings equally? Fair, he loves all 3 children, 3 grandchildren equally. Then it should be how much? Like 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. But it is like 1/4 and off. This is not right. Another Ramayana and Mahabharata happens. We do the equalization in the inheritance. Every generation has to get equal. That is possible in the estate planning. If you go as per the Indian Succession Act, it is not possible. But when you define how your wealth has to be distributed, it is possible. And most of the Indian Succession Act is not fair. Yeah. Yes, it is not possible if you do not do the succession planning. Letter of wishes. So what is estate planning? We will execute as per your letter of wishes. If you say 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, we'll do it. Or else 80% only to the grandson and 10% for the granddaughter also, we can do it. If you don't define, it is not possible. If you define, it is possible. Okay, I'll take it in offline, sir. I'm a certified estate planner, it is possible. Self-fund, your own money I'm talking about. Your 50%.
Inherited.
I'm talking about the grandfather's 50 crores.
For HUF?
HUF is another this thing. I don't recommend HUF till you are alive. Maybe another 1 generation it is okay, or else it becomes, the closing HUF is very complicated in India. Only for the tax purpose you do it till you are alive. After that, it is better to dismantle it. Yeah. So this is the asset structuring we use for optimizing your taxes. One is the tax planning, insurance provisions, legal and compliance, and company structuring. Using these 4 tools, whatever the capital gains comes, or gift tax, or wealth tax, I'll make it almost zero. Legally. The first is legal and second, okay. In the tax strategies in the estate planning, our only objective in the tax optimization during the estate planning is to save that whatever the money we saved, we utilize towards your retirement. The inheritance questions what we need to ask is, who is the beneficiary? Do they get the assets or do they get control of the assets? If they get the control of the assets, do they get to consume the income of assets? If multiple beneficiaries are there, what is the percentage? So this is what I talked about, creating the fairness across all generations. The charitable goals, many people wants to donate, we have money. And there are another set of people, they want to donate money but they don't have lump sum money. This is only 2 scenarios we have, when you have intent to give. In the both scenarios, we'll put as strategies. In the charitable goals, there are 3 types of planning we do. One is for the short term, that is daily doing the charity work or every week or monthly. Another one is the medium term charity planning, that is 3 to 5 years doing. Another one is the legacy planning, that is long term. During your lifetime, even after you leave this world also, we do the long term planning. In the charity, what is the biggest problem we have, sir? Sridhar sir? Fundraising. Any charity for that matter. Fundraising is the biggest challenge. Why it is the biggest challenge is, in the world, the beneficiaries are too many. Whatever the money we raise, it is too little, isn't it? So in the sustainable charity, what I generally advise to my clients is, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. Say for example, you want to feed 500 students food, but you have money only for the 100. Even if you raise money also, you can only feed another 20 or 30 people more, that's all. Isn't it? So in the sustainable charity planning, we need to focus on the limiting that beneficiaries to limited. Maybe instead of 100, you focus on only 60. But ensure that charitable work happens every year for a long time. For that, we'll create a provision. And this is a hidden fact. Everyone wants to do the legacy charity because we want to have our family name, our company name on that plate. How many of us wants to do only one-time charity and forget? Can you raise your hands? Or else how many of us wants to give a charity every year? Most of us, right? And another secret I want to tell you. Already I have given a clue. The fastest marketing in the world is doing charity. As I said, if I buy a car and post it, nobody will like. If I do just charity worth of 50 lakhs, 1 crore, it will reach more. And we use charity to brand your family name. To brand your company or family name, the best method is to do the charity. This is a fact. If you accept or not, this is the fact. All the big companies, they get a mileage by doing the legacy charity. Even in the Rotary also, we get AKS, Major 1, Major 2, Major 3, Major 4. Why? We need name. That is a hook point. Every charitable organization also holding that hook strategy. Next one. Okay, I'll go to. So this is very interesting. I'll talk about retirement planning. Many of my clients says that, Sandeep, why should I need retirement planning? Anyway, I get rental properties. Whenever I want money, I can take money from my business. Isn't it? But what we have done is, we have not, we have done the retirement planning as a part of the estate. When you are withdrawing the money from the business, what does your children think? My dad is spending like anything, taking money. I should have inherited that, but my father is spending it. Isn't it? And whenever the economy comes down, but you don't know what is the situation of the business or the investment income, still you are drawing every day or whenever you want for whatever purpose. So your children will ask you to stop. And you can say that this is my money. You earned it. But still your children says that why you spend. So that is the reason the retirement planning should be outside your estate. My father told me this, Sandeep, whatever I've earned, this is for you. If you want still more, come back to me. Isn't it a nice power? Whatever I have, it is for you. If you want still more, come back to me. You can say this because his retirement plan is built outside the estate. So please ensure that your retirement planning is not linked to the inheritance what your kids are inheriting. And I'll share a few more insights on the retirement planning. Anand Koda sir, you will get 1 lakh this month. What do you do with that?
He will party.
Party? Sridhar sir, next month you will get a 10 lakhs. What do you do? You're all same. Let us assume, I'm just changing the names. We're all human. Think like that. Third month you will get a 10 lakhs. What do you do? So fourth month you will get a 10 lakhs. What do you do?
I'll plan.
Plan.
I'll plan how to use the 10 lakhs.
How to spend that.
And multiply also.
So you will get next month also get 10 lakhs. What do you do?
Yeah,
You will keep planning.
Reinvest. Yeah, it's a reinvesting.
On 50th month also you will get a 10 lakhs. Dwarkanath sir, what do you do?
It's a good fortune, you can retire.
I'm telling you what is retirement planning. Okay, retire is a French word. It is called stop working or optional to work. In the retirement planning, you need to have only one worry. What is that worry?
Protect the capital.
Where to spend it?
No, to protect.
Every month you are getting money. You know what else? Where do you want to protect? Every month you are
Take
getting
care
10
of your
lakhs.
health. Money is there.
Just think like this. Retirement planning purpose is to create a consistent cash flow for you. In the retirement, you need to have, I want to have only one worry, where to spend money. That's all. That is called true retirement. ಯಾರದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾರು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ವೋ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್. Isn't it?
Enjoy life.
Enjoy life, but you need to have only one worry.
Correct.
Where to spend money.
Where to spend money? How to spend money?
Where, how, why, all, when, everything. So that is called true retirement. Retirement planning is planning for a consistent cash flow. The sixth point is the income. Sandeep, I want to buy a business. Okay, what is the valuation? It is the proper valuation is 100, but it has dropped down to by 40%. That is now 60 rupees. I told him to buy it. It's very good. If you can hold on to another 1 or 2 years, if you flip it, you will get 100 or 200% more profit, whatever you invested. He said, no, Sandeep, I don't want to buy it. I asked him why. Sandeep, we don't buy the business based on the asset value. We buy the business only if it has a good cash flow. Or else we don't buy, he said. I said, yes, it's a good strategy. That time I remembered, have you seen the tree? Mara? There is a tree and roots are there. Which is more important? Root or tree? Sridhar sir? Both are important. I agree with you. Which is more important? Perfect. Everyone is correct. If I cut the top of the tree, if roots are still there and strong, the tree would regrow. If I cut off the roots, even the strongest, oldest, tallest tree on the earth would fall down eventually. In the financial term, I call tree as an asset. Even your business is also asset class, which has an entry exit in between, you need to manage like any other asset class. The roots, I call it as an income. The strength of the tree is determined by the roots. The strength of the assets are determined by the income. What my client said is correct. If business has a good cash flow, if it has dropped temporarily the valuation, next year or next year it will regrow. The asset valuation will regrow, correct? And are we all working for income or asset? We started business for the income or asset? The government is working for income or asset? Employees working for income or asset? Economy is working for income or asset. So for the 3 crores, if I have 3 crores, the decent 2 or 3 BHK flat I can get it in Chinagar. 3 crores in a posh area. In Mumbai, for the same 3 crores, I can get 400 to 500 rupees or 500 square feet flat. In Cambodia, for the 3 crores, can you guess how many acres you can buy?
1,000, sir.
200 acres you can buy. Income is same. Why the land size is different? Wherever the cash flow is more, the asset value increases. In Cambodia, there is 10-12 hours, there is no power on. How can even the industry can work there? In the Italy, you might have read this. People are selling their house for $1. 100 rupees, 200 rupees, 250 rupees. Because in that village, everyone has migrated to the city. No one is there to work. What has happened to the asset? Zero. Yes.
Detroit.
Yes. So why I am sharing this is, For the next generation, 4 I's are very important. We need to inform what is happening in our business. We need to instruct how to do the business or what to do the estate, how to manage it. Then we need to inspire them to take an action on that. The 4th I is the income. If you do not teach our kids to generate enough income, whatever may be your estate value, it becomes zero. Over the period, it comes down. In my estate planning, for all the family members, we teach income accumulation, and income accumulation. Nothing else. Only income accumulation, with the cash flow. That is the only way to grow and protect and transfer that income to the next generation. There is no other strategy if you want to perpetuate your wealth for long time. Okay, the last point is assets. Uncle, do we transfer asset or net worth to the next generation? Net worth? Correct. What is net worth? Asset minus liability, sir. So, we all transfer asset and liability to the next generation. Instead, what do we need to transfer to the next asset? If you transfer the liability, what will happen? It takes 7, 8, 10 years for your kids to repay that. If they know how to repay, they will repay. Or else that is gone. So in the estate planning, we cancel the liability and we will transfer only the assets. What we need to transfer to the next generation is asset. Even after knowing this, we will transfer only the net worth. But with me, along your side, you will transfer only asset. In the income, I will give one more case study. Balu sir, I request you to help me with your answer. For the next generation, would you like to give 10 crores worth of property or 50 lakhs of income forever? 10 crores of property one time, 50 lakhs every year forever. Which one do you prefer?
Second one.
Second one? Why sir? It's only 5%, no? 50 lakhs is just 5% of the 10. Okay. But if you give me 10 crores, I'll multiply that. Even I get 10, 20, 30% of that income, right? I can generate more. I'll tell you the behavioral science. Whatever you give to the next generation, within few years, they sell your assets. And there is no guarantee that they will sustain that well. So if you give 50 lakhs, even they don't sustain that. What happens if they lose 50 lakhs? Next year again they will get 50 lakhs. Again they lose it.
Again they'll get
Again they get it. In that time at least they learn what to do with that 50 lakhs. It takes at least 3-5 years for them to learn how to manage that money. Maybe 5th year or 6th year they multiply. Even if you give 1,000 crores also they lose it. They need some time to understand what you are giving them.
You
Isn't
already
it?
told, no, come and ask me. They will come and ask us.
Yes, they will come and ask you again. Yes.
Am I right?
You are absolutely right, sir.
So I can also become an estate planner.
Yes, of course. You can become a good father. So the wealth building is a team effort. It's not a single person can do it. I partnered with many specialists across the world. The estate lawyers, tax accountant, structural engineers, cash flow specialists. Many people are involved in this. And also I do the PPI structure, the private placement structure creating a holding company in the Dubai. So that whatever, even if you make a profit of 10 crores, if you transfer that 10 crores to the Dubai, your tax becomes zero. So importance of estate planning. Setting up a smooth estate planning is not as hard as you might think. It's very simple. I'll give you a lot of case studies, one-on-one based on your association as well. It takes, to set up the basic structure, it takes 6 to 9 months. Later on, every year we need to review and adjust it. Estate planning is a continuous process. So whoever is interested in a white paper on the asset structuring and estate intergenerational planning, just send me a message. I'll share you the white paper that has 40 to 50 pages of content. And how to work the structure, how to create SPS, how the SPS hold your assets, what is the tax advantages, which country has what kind of tax benefit, pros and cons of all the countries. If you have any questions, let us.
Well, I have a basic question.
Yeah.
Is there any change in the definition of HNI?
I mean, each country has a different definition.
No, in India.
No, because it's a global assets what we manage. For the HNI, it is a $30 million. For affluent, it is a $300 million. But personally, for me, HNI is my definition. Being an Indian, it's a 28 crores asset you should have, or else 1.6 crores income you should have per annum. Either one. In Bangalore, the people who has only 8 crores and above, can you guess how many people are there? People who declared the wealth, I'm talking about.
Is it asset wise or?
Asset wise, excluding your house.
40, 60 site idre ಆಗೋಯ್ತು.
Excluding your house, there are only 8,000 people are there, sir.
8,000.
Only 8,000. Whereas a surplus income up to invest 8 crores and above is only 8,000. Investable money, not. If it is 300 rupees the circulation in India, only 100 is the white economy. The 2/3, the 200 rupees is in the grey. And even if you have a white money, say for example 100 crores, you buy the property for 100 crores. Nobody wants to take white complete 100 crores. They will force you to give little in a grey. If you have huge money, you can't transact in the white. It's impossible in India. Any other questions?
The current sector is
It's a very good question, sir. Your name? Shiv Shankar, sir. This is a basic question for everyone. I work only with the business owners and affluent families. I'm an economist as well. I'll give the straight answer to you. If investment works, economy collapses. If investment works, economy collapses. So for example, I'll find sometimes real estate gives me 25% every year. Why should I do my practice? I sell all my assets and I'll invest in the real estate. I'll sit at home. All the rich people will sell their assets and invest. Rich knows this. Show me one rich guy who's sitting at home. I have not seen none of my clients sitting at home. Even I am not sitting at home. If investment works, economy collapses because nobody wants to work. No, everyone wants to invest. Then why do we need to invest? Second question, Shiv Shankar, right? The purpose of investment is to hold the cash value, and if you are lucky, then it may give little returns. That doesn't work. I refuse to accept 97% of the information provided by the financial institution, financial advisors, friends, family. I refuse to accept even on the content webinars either. I refuse to accept. It doesn't work. Not only inflation, aspirational inflation is there. Education inflation is 10 to 12%. What government says is 5 to 6%. But in the metropolitan city like Bangalore, it is 7.5% to 9%. That is normal. So for example, I am riding a bike for next 10 years and my income increases. I'll aspire to buy a car. What is the aspiration in inflation? 2 lakhs to 20 lakhs. I stay in a 1 BHK house. After a few years, I'll go and buy a 3 BHK house. What is the aspiration in inflation? 300%. Whether my returns gives me that. And I need to pay you need to pay me my consultation fees. You need to pay my distribution commission. 13%, 12 to 13% is the returns, what you can expect in the long term. 9% is the normal inflation. I'm not considering the education inflation 10 to 12%. Medical inflation is 18 to 20%. If you go to the Columbia, Asia, now it is Manipal. I used to consult a doctor, he used to charge me 1,000 rupees. Next year, it is 1,200, 20% hike. So you can't make money with the investments. Okay, now third question. Your question I'm only answering. If you have this question, because I'll get all these kind of questions regularly, then how to make money? Yes, sir. Shweta, sir. Very important. How to make money? Well, huge money.
Work well.
Yes. Should I tell the 2 steps? Uncle, chapna 2 steps. Sir. First step. Ramchandra, sir. Get up in the morning. Get up in the morning. Second step. Kiran, sir. Go to work. If you want to make more money, get up 1 hour early. Work 1 hour late. That's all. That's all. If you don't add value to the economy, why should the economy has to reward you? And we rich don't want investment to work. Any financial institutions doesn't want investment to work. If that works, they can't raise money to the business because business will shut down. Simple economy. Artha hai, sir?
Yes.
Simple. We need to work. That's all.
We need to work.
Work more.
One general question unrelated to the topic.
Yes, sir.
What is the future of India? Indian economy.
Okay. Shall I take another 5 minutes? Before I tell the future, let us go to the past. 1960s, 70s, 80s, which industry made money? Across the globe, let us talk. For India, I'll come later. Which industry?
agriculture.
1960s, 70s, 80s. Not only in Bangalore, across the globe, do you think? In Bangalore, 100 rupees now, 20,000 square feet. 1990s, 2000, that decade, and 2010 decade. In these 3 decades, who made money? Which industry made a lot of money?
Real estate.
IT was said. Good, sir. Any person who doesn't have IT knowledge, even hardware or software, if I stick on to that to the same business for at least 15 years, statistics says that 84% of them are becoming the millionaires and billionaires. 84%. If they can stick on to the same business for 15 years.
Statistically proven.
Proven, 84%. IT, BPO, all these things. Knowledge related or information related. Sir, Balu sir, now 2020, this decade, 2030 and 2040, these 3 decades, future. Before you answer the question, I want to ask the 5 questions, sub-questions. Whether the IT increases or decreases? Increases. Artificial intelligence, already many people are laying off a lot of employees. And 60% of the Fortune 500 companies are replaced by the IT companies. Artificial intelligence, or related to the AI. Climate change, increase or decrease? Increase. Forest fire, tsunami, all those things. Even COVID, climate change. It is estimated that next 2 decades, 150 crores population, they will change their demography. Next year, so what will happen to the supply chain, distribution chain, education, everything has to shift. Lot of volatility in the market. Religion, 3 does no business in entire town. Terrorism, increase or decrease?
Increase.
And some people says that it is funded. There is no religion. People want conflict, they are doing it. So this will again increases the volatility in the market. The war, increase or decrease?
Increase.
Increase?
Power.
The US also has their army in 80 countries, including small island to the big countries, even South Korea, Japan. They have an army in the 80 countries. In the future, the person who has a lot of army, he will win. Why war happens? Not because of the revenge, because of the resources. Resources. To gain something, not for the revenge. Revenge will not It is because of the resources they fight. With all these things, I'll give another question I'll add. This all will add volatility to the market. Ukraine, who is making a business? In the Ukraine, which industry is making money? No, they are getting free money, free gift from the US and other European countries. No industry is making money. When the war happens, no industry will make money. If the COVID happens, what happened? $1 becomes 15 rupees. Then the regulation happens. Government says that 5 rupees you need to sell it. The water crisis happened in Bangalore 8 months or 1 year back. What government did? They were selling water tank, they were selling at 3,000, 4,000. What the government said? You need to sell it only for 1,500. Only the short term moment you can make money. The government will regulate that market. It should not impact the larger crowd. So
quality will be more.
Yes. No, regulation comes into that. If it affects the normal people, regulation comes into that. They will take some 1 or 2 months, 3 months, but regulation comes into that. Earlier, company used to become bankrupt. Now countries are becoming bankrupt. Greece has become 17 times bankrupt in last 100 years. And from outside India also, India is a BBB minus market. With due respect to the India, from outside world if you see, Indian market is not stable. BBB is BBB, the B is the first, then double B, then BBB. Minus means it goes negative. If BBB plus means there is positivity is there that it can increase to the double B. BBB minus means in the stable economy it is at the bottom level, which is C and D, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Argentina, this one, this thing. And in it, because of the BBB minus, our borrowing cost is also high. Because doing a business in India is very risky. So that's why everyone wants to lend it at higher interest rate. If US wants thousands of crores, World Bank will lend. If India wants, they don't lend because our rating is low. If Australia wants, China wants, they can borrow much more money and grow their economy very faster. India cannot borrow more money. So in the next 3 decades, you said all the reasons for the volatility in the market. Now the question is, who is going to make money? I'll come to the basic question now. Shivshankar sir, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಕಂಟ್ರಿನೇ ಹೊರಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ, full volatility, a lot of uncertainty in the market. Who's going to make money? Which industry?
Food industry.
The food, I was the restaurateur, sir. 60% of the restaurant closes in 2 years.
Pharmaceuticals.
No, regulation happens there. Anything for the mass people, regulation comes into the picture.
Still quantity will more, no? So overall
Yes.
will be sustained.
Yes, even the government can take over that company also if he's making more profit. I'll tell you the answer. The person, okay, before giving this answer, before COVID, every 5 minutes, one millionaire used to born. During COVID, every 0.9 minute, one millionaire used to born. Before COVID, only 20 or 25 unicorn were there. During COVID, 61 unicorn came up. Why? So when the volatility happens in the market, it is a great time for us to become rich. The person who don't know how to handle money, when the volatility happens, business doesn't happen, what he does, he will sell it at lower price by giving discount 20, 30, 40, 50% discount to find a buyer. If you have a liquidity, if you have done the risk management properly, you can keep buying all those assets. During the COVID, why the unicorns has become more? The unicorn has not added any value in the COVID. Their valuation become cheaper. I have a lot of money. Before COVID, the valuation was 3x, 4x. During COVID, it is only 1x, 2x. I'll buy those assets at cheaper price. In the next 3 decades, sir, you need to have a lot of liquidity. You need to build a lot of certainty into your finances so that people who are illiterate when it comes to financial aspects buy those assets. You will become rich.
But it is being trumpeted that we are going to be the world's number 3 economy.
No, sir. No.
Sure, I'm not it. Modi's direct representative.
Sir, per capita income, let us see. It's not about being second or first. Per capita income, what is the Indian per capita income? $400. Last year, $2,400. Can you guess? In terms of GDP, we are $4 trillion, 5th economy in the world. Per capita, per person, average we are earning $2,400. With per capita, can you guess, sir, what is our rank? 96.
Recently, there was a survey and it said it has gone up.
96. What? From 110 to 96? No. If you know how to handle the okay, for this I'll give one more statistics. 77% of the millionaires and billionaires have not inherited wealth from their parents much. 77%. Not inherited much. Add more value to the marketplace, become more rich. And have good advisors like us. Simple. I'm not promoting any other advisor also. Okay. 95% of the companies fails not because of the R&D, not because of the process, not because of the marketing, not because of the product, not because of the people, not because of the strategy, not because of the market.
Demand.
Not because of the cash.
Demand.
95% of the business fails because of the bad financial management. This is not Sandeep Shetty's statement. It's a fact. Search on the Google. It's a fact.
So, future is very gloomy. Indian economic future is very gloomy.
So, irrespective of the economy, we can make money, sir. COVID has taught us how to make money.
No, we can is different. No, what do you predict?
For future Indian economy.
I can't predict anything. If I can predict, I need to become an astrologer. I am not an astrologer. We can't predict. If someone says that I can predict, I'll tell you in the 2022 what has happened. 200 economists, including PhD guys, they said that US economy doesn't grow even 0.4% in a year. But US economy has grown 2.5%. 200 economists, PhDs who are much more brilliant than me, they predicted 0.4%. We can't predict. Yeah. Thank you so much.
ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಸ್ತಿ ವಿವರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಸದಸ್ಯರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ವಿವರಣೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾಗಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದಂಥ
I'm giving my 4th authored book for everyone. Please go through it. I busted so many financial myths in the first chapter. At least read first chapter. And all the proceedings from this I'm giving to the Rotary. And for you it is a complimentary. Thank you.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಬಹಳ ಸಾವಧಾನ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಕುಳಿತು ಅವರ ಭಾಷಣವನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿ ಇದಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ರೋಟರಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಸದಸ್ಯರುಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪರ ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.